sense.
Prior to the Federal Reserve System, there was banking chaos in the United States. Each of the states had created official state banks. The states, basically what they gave them was the power to create money out of nothing and to charge interest on nothing, which made them very precarious. There were runs on the bank. And so the banks had to close their doors. People lost their savings because of this unethical arrangement that existed. And so there was a national movement to reform banking. The biggest banks, especially in New York, which dominated the whole scene, decided that they themselves would get at the head of the parade.
Right.
That iconic meeting that took place on Jekyll Island, which was a private club in Georgia, where all of these bankers went to get out of the public eye. There are very few wars in history that were launched under conditions of greater secrecy. They created the central bank or the Federal Reserve System in secret because if the public had known that the reform legislation was written by the bankers, they would never have gone for it. The Federal Reserve System is a cartel of banks. They bring the politicians into it and they pass it into law and they call it reform and make it look like they're serving the people because government's involved, when in fact the governments are serving the private interests.
Right.
So now you and I have to abide by the rules of the cartel or we go to prison. We become indentured servants to this system. How much of our lives do we spend earning money that goes to taxes and interest on loans, on money that didn't even exist? This is a system of the banks, for the banks, by the banks, and of the banks.
It's really incomprehensible. In a sense, we're boiled frogs, right? We're born into it, so we don't really question it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the way things are. It's highly disturbing because I feel like a hamster on the treadmill, and I'll keep running faster and faster. I'm never getting off.
Well, that's the whole idea.
Yeah.
A little 3% inflation a year doesn't sound bad, 4%, 4.5%. And yet when you track that on a chart and over about 60 or 70 years, over the lifespan of an average person, these people have stolen 97% of everything you have saved.
Wow.
Eventually this creature is going to grow and grow and grow and get a bigger portion of our lives until finally they have it all. Unless we change this system, we have a wonderful opportunity with the tools of communication that we have. We can create a movement to actually reverse this. Because if we don't win this war, it won't make any difference. We'll lose everything. So we have no option. We have to fight and we have to win.